All right, everyone, day 12. The first thing I want to talk about is why I'm not going back to 3D, because I'm getting this question over and over again about why I don't go back to 3D. People can tell that I'm in an extremely awkward stage of my life, especially to be just documenting this online as openly as I am. It feels very vulnerable and odd and uncomfortable to just be putting, you know, letting you guys just see me fail over and over again like this. But I wanted to talk about my experience with like the last year of 3D. So, as I talked about in videos years ago, I mean, 2 years ago at this point, my come up story is basically I DM'd like 500 people. The right person responded to me. His business got big, referred me to his network of hustlers like him. And that was basically the snowball effect that I needed. It was the total classic combination of luck and just like kind of grinding. That gave me the authority to work on this channel and advise people to do things that I did in ways that they found suitable for their situation. Kind of the last year before I got out of all of that as a whole, I noticed kind of a shift in the culture where, well, AI wasn't able to replace 3D like literally at all. It absolutely diminished the perceived value. So I used to be very good about setting prices for my work, and I kind of knew what I could charge. Like, it was very intuitive, and that's one thing I think a lot of people had trouble figuring out is what fair prices were. But I was able to price my work in a way that I felt was super safe and good, and a lot of people said yes to my prices. And then very quickly, especially as AI started getting better and people were experimenting with more like AI product photos and like kind of those Photoshop hybrids that people were doing for a while. Kind of felt like the general climate of the young, kind of e-commerce focused, like online money Twitter hustler types had like really changed. And the value of digital art as a whole had pretty much gone down like a lot. Just like anything, when there is a crazy abundance of something, you make a billion Rolexes and everyone has one and then you don't want it anymore. So it was that kind of situation. Now, what I tell everyone is this isn't the case for every niche. If all of your clients are in their 30s and they are part of companies that really value like that super hands-on, like highly detailed, or what they're doing demands super high resolution or detail or accuracy or fine-tunability, like changing the angle just slightly, you probably aren't feeling what I'm feeling. But for my personal client base, that kind of emergence of AI, the way it was, seemed to take a pretty large toll. And this is why I always say, for those of you who have been watching me for a couple years, like, just because I'm getting out of this doesn't mean you need to or should. Like, if this is like your livelihood, if this is what you do and you have a super strong client base, or if this is something you want to continue doing, like, all the power to you. But you guys have to remember, like, I am like a person and I'm trying to figure out what I want also. And then the biggest question mark, which I'm still trying to figure out myself too, is people are like, why the fuck did you choose to do like dentists? It's just so weird. And I kind of wake up every day thinking like, what the fuck did I get myself into? But truth is, I was coming across a lot of really bad dentist websites, like so bad where you can't even find the button to like schedule an appointment or like call the phone number. And then I'd scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page and it would be like site designed by some marketing agency. And so I'd click it and then it's like this 2009 looking ass website and it's like littered with typos. And then I'm a sleuth. Okay. I went on the LinkedIn of the marketing pages and it's like some kid with like a business degree and he's like a, you know, whatever. It's stuff where I'm like, dude, are we serious right now? Like your own website for your, like, not only does your website look bad, but you're making websites for dentists that look like genuinely unusable. And you're talking about like you're a marketing like guy. Like I'm telling you right now that the website that you're made, it not only looks bad, but it doesn't function right. And they neglect how it performs on mobile, right? So yes, I think it is genuinely absurd that I decided to go this dentist route, but that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm not going to backpedal on this now, or at least until I've outreached to hundreds, if not thousands of people. I'm going to prove to myself and to you guys that you can just decide to do something and then do it. You guys are going to watch this live, to the 10 of you who even watch these videos anymore. So yeah, like, if you guys thought I was like this fucking business master, you are sorely mistaken. Like, I don't think anybody has had worse shiny object syndrome than me. I have literally tried every business model like known to mankind that is like the everything short of like opening up a physical store. And like, I'm 22 and I'm figuring it the fuck out. Okay. So like, yes, I know that I'm making a lot of logical errors here. Just know that I'm like reflecting on my own decisions, like pretty much in real time, going like, whoa, why'd I do that? And it's just part of the learning process. So hopefully to those of you who see this, that explains why I personally got out of 3D. Don't do it because of me. Make your own decision, please. But yeah, I feel like I noticed a fairly good opportunity as someone who's done websites in the past that have been very conversion focused and like performance optimized. I'm basically taking my expertise that I built in a very, very competitive optimized field and bringing it to more everyday people, something that I can do a little more at scale, and something where the value that I'm adding is actually somewhat measurable in dollars. Because the other problem about 3D for me is, well, 3D does look very good. It's very hard to pitch it as any kind of value proposition. So what I mean is, it looks good and it amplifies, I guess, the perceived value of the brand. And depending on how it's implemented, it can enhance like a vibe of a company, but it's not like someone is going to swipe their card because you have 3D or not. And if you're looking for a dentist and only one of the 3 dentists you look at actually addresses your questions on their website and makes it easy and seamless, and the design of it kind of instills trust within you, which one are you going to pick? Very rarely is 3D going to be a high ROI thing unless you are doing something like building an explainer video for a startup or something that otherwise is getting people to physically make a purchase. So hopefully that clears things up. Now I'm going to just show you some of the emails that I've written today. All right, guys, so I've done quite a bit since I've checked in last. Here's one of the emails I wrote. I wrote this really quickly, and I honestly just I don't know. There's something about like sitting there and trying to mastermind an email that feels just not quite as solid as just getting something out that's super quick and objective. I made the subject line, "Your current web presence is leaving a lot of money on the table." I don't know if that's going to be any good. One subject line I was thinking about was, I only email people who I know I could make money, or like something along the lines of that. I don't want to sit here and like stress over the exact like way I'd say it, but like I'm thinking of something really like strong like that, because I don't know, I feel like if I were receiving the email and I saw someone who was just like, "Look, man, I can like literally make you money," I feel like I would at very least open it. We have another one with the quick heads up about your website. Again, all lowercase. I've heard all lowercase typically, I guess, is more attention. It's more of like it breaks the like pattern a little more. And then I was almost feeling a little like doomerish, because I was doing research about cold emailing, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't even understand. Like, we get 12 proposals about this a day." And yeah, maybe I truly don't understand how cooked this shit is. Because yeah, back when I was like doing numbers on YouTube, I would definitely get a lot of emails every single day. So it might be pretty tough. So I will say though, yeah, so you guys have seen the emails. You guys can read them yourself. I'm just trying not to like overthink it too much. And I don't know, be as personable as I can. Like, you know, a template would never say something like this, right? Maybe it would. But then I hate to cold email you by immediately throwing statistics your way. I don't know. Like, at this point, I can't say for sure if this is really good. If any of you want to call me out on that, go ahead. And then the last thing I really wanted to talk about in this video is I had this work so well for me. This is another ChatGPT agent prompt this time. This isn't one of the normal like GPT-5 models. This is agent, and I basically told it I gave it a bunch of very specific tasks, and I will say it gave me just about a flawless lead list. It gave me a ton of websites. Let me show you. So I can't really show very much because all of this is obviously like their information. I'm not trying to leak it everywhere, but I have my lead list that has their name and their the name of the place, and then these are the leads. And when I say leads, I just had it grab websites for me because I wanted to make it work faster, and if it is farming all this other data too, it's not going to be as accurate nor fast. It's generated by my ChatGPT agent, and I added a section to this where I basically ran through this manually and just the red ones are like where the site is actually atrocious, and then the yellow ones are kind of like, okay, it could use some improvement. So I think for the yellow ones, I'm going to send a more generic, like templated email where I, obviously fill in their name and everything. But then for the red ones, I'm going to write actual, like, hyper personalized shit. And then I think what I can also do is I can use that same agent mode that went and fetched me the email. I want to use that same agent mode to gather some super hyper personalized insights. I've also been doing a lot of research about the dentist industry in general, scrolling a little bit on r/dentistry, because I think it's really important to like actually thoroughly understand your niche rather than just like pitching them. Like if you speak in their language, it's I think a little more surprising to them if they actually understand you. And I'm kind of understanding a little more what that industry is like. So yeah, I will say I kind of blow myself away with how like ridiculous this whole idea is. I'm like, okay, what am I like? I'm 22 and I'm just like deciding I'm going to pitch websites to dentists. Like, okay. But that is what I've been working on today. I only got 3 of those emails written because I got super kind of sidetracked with doing all that research. But I think we are really making progress. And yeah, it was super easy for me to get discouraged there for a second, thinking about all the work I have to do. And I'm like, oh, I don't even like this and whatever. But at the end of the day, I can always switch. But like, I honestly think I'm really learning a ton just by doing all of this. I'm really learning the best ways to use ChatGPT for this kind of thing. I've already become so much more efficient at generating leads, and like I said, I can totally enrich those leads by finding the phone numbers and the names and getting like really like almost borderline like intimate, not in that way, but like intimate details about their business that I can like slightly like casually reference, and that will save me a ton of manual research. So yeah, that's going to call it for today. That's day, what is it, 12? So yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. Peace.